Oh, I don't think I can hear you. You'll have to unmute yours. Oh, there you are.
Can
Hi, I can hear
you hear me?
you.
You can hear me.
You can. Can you hear me?
Yep. Hi.
Long time no see. Hi.
Hello.
This is-
Hi.
Hi.
It's so good to see you, my buddy.
I know.
Oh, my friend.
Such a
I
long
missed you.
too. And it's crazy. Before you reached out to me, I was thinking about you. I was like, I wonder how she's doing. And then I had seen a lot of the posts of the past year, and I was feeling the weight of your situation. And but it felt like you needed like your own time and space with him specifically. You didn't need any of the external world to kind of give its 2 cents or anything. Felt like that
Yeah.
was in high supply and low demand from everywhere. You know how people do that in society with everything? They're like, oh, they act like, they go through the motions and everything, but nobody really knows what it's like unless they go through it themselves, you know?
It's it I guess. I mean, it's one of the most well, it is the biggest challenge I've ever had.
Mm.
And it took a toll on me in many ways. Um, but I would never change it.
Mhm.
It too much of soul to soul understanding with Jeff
Mhm.
that was so important after 40 years. I mean, it was probably the most um, pivotal, powerful time of our marriage is the last 4 to 5 years.
It's crazy, isn't it? How
Uh,
how you think you've got an idea or a grip or a perspective on something, and then life will literally turn it on its head and a whole other room next door, like you wouldn't have possibly have conceived. But usually that's a sign
that's
that something real is occurring and happening. It's funny, a lot of people yearn for the mundane, and then when they get there, they complain and they bitch and they moan and they're like, well, their soul is restless and they're looking for substance, but they're too afraid to dip into it. I don't know. That came up right now for some reason. I feel like, well, not to get off too on topic, but I can just launch right in if you don't mind. I feel like there's
go
some
ahead.
there's some sort of theme, or maybe you're trying to grapple with this, or maybe someone around you is trying to grapple with it, but it's about materialism. I don't know if you've just reached your tolerance
Mm-hmm.
of seeing it like fleshed out in people's lives. And I just heard like literally everyone, which
Mm-hmm.
is a bitter taste in your mouth that you haven't really ever had in your life before. Maybe that's why you were drawn to me. I have a lot of people who get in some really dark places and spaces, and especially when it's hard to accept some of the negative side of feelings and thoughts and stuff that a lot of us try to shy away from, or we're even afraid of ourselves and our own capacity. But it is a blessing in disguise as much as it is a curse, because where we're headed as a society in general, pretty much everybody's going to have to face this in some way, shape, or form. And it's better to get it over with in the early days and the early hours, I hear. By the way, I didn't tell her anything about you.
Oh,
It was really hard, really, really hard to do that. But I was like, this is going to make it interesting because she channels a little bit differently than me. I can kind of pick up on stuff. If somebody cues me in, if they ask me something, I can get something in that moment exactly. She's more like visual. She'll get a feeling, and she's more about like when stuff comes to her in the divine time, that's when she goes, and that's when I get blown away by her accuracy. So
well, that's awesome.
if you feel anything, speak up. Don't be afraid of like it's going to be wrong, it's going to be right.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
She's a start seed also. So all of us here are not too earthbound, which is a good thing. Mm.
But I sure learned a lot from Jeff. And I didn't think he was my soulmate. But boy, I tell you what, I just said, oh man, I was so wrong. I was so wrong on that because we just didn't do anything together. We didn't have anything in common, yet we made such a good team.
It's like fire and water.
Yeah. And I so adored him. And the way he treated me, even to the end, Sky was so beautiful.
Tell me about it. There's something I think I can speak about this because dementia runs in my family, and I've seen it in my grandfather, I've seen it in my mother, and I've seen it in me. There's something beautiful about the tragedy because
Mm-hmm.
isn't it crazy how so many of our problems come from our mind and so many of
Mm-hmm.
our solutions can come from displacing ourselves from the thicket? I just wish I had met him before,
Well,
but
I tried to send you a video of him with Callie, his dog, and well, our dog, which I feel she's getting close to leaving us. I think she'll make it till spring, summer sometime. At first, I thought she'd go before the holidays, and I go, "Can you hang around a little longer because I need you through this time?" And yeah, she had a purpose to come here for us
you,
the last 5 years,
here's
right
the
after he was diagnosed.
here's the
Six
challenge for
years.
you though, because you're having the hardest time transitioning from helper to the one who receives the help. You're having a really hard time with that because it's such a knee-jerk reaction. It's been so ingrained in you
Yes.
that it seems like an impossible task. And you're
Well,
like,
I'm trying to focus on me, and that's why when they say, "Oh, I went to this," I tried 3 grief groups. Let me tell you, Sky, I'm not really meant to have. Most of the time, other leaders of groups or stuff, they don't jive with me, or I get, even though I'm trying to be a dutiful student, they just don't get me, or I mess up the class for them. They're very uncomfortable with me being there.
me too. The thing is, when you're a star seed, there's nothing about your soul that wants to hold back in any way, shape, or form.
Yes.
And it's merely a matter of intensity and dosage, which is hard because we're extremely lonely people on this planet. Even if we're completely surrounded by people, it's like,
We
what
are lonely.
is wrong with you guys? Why are you so lame? And it's socially unacceptable to say that, you know? And so if your mind works different and it works at way, way faster, you've got to find people who are like you in the
Yes.
factor. And then just
Well, I have to go up to there's a camp, a spiritual camp up by that I really jived with. It's 150 years old.
camp
And
walk or what is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
wanna walk or something like that. Wanna walk.
Yeah.
And
So,
it's up where my son lives.
oh,
And
you
I
go.
was like, oh, it's my kind of people. Because this other is just, and then I kind of calm down and mellow out and focus.
Mm,
And yeah, I'm better around those kind of people than in my feel more like my group than a lot of the people around here. But hey, Jeff took me whatever way he could get me for 40 years. I mean, any which way I grew. Um, and he accepted me and he mirrored back to me the last couple of years how much he adored and loved me
mm,
and thought of me that I should feel for myself.
mm.
So I got that lesson from it.
All
So
right.
I'm focused on that, trying to love myself as much as he loved me.
Mm. Do you feel something? Were you going to say something earlier? Uh, we got to get her a notepad. I felt her pick up something earlier and then she's forgotten about it.
Well, I started drawing.
Yeah.
I got my pad in front of me here.
Did I show you the dragon that I thought I showed you that because she does these drawings and she did one for me. And I had it on my altar for years and years and years.
Well, I got codes in it. And supposedly I've been doing codes while I'm a decoder or a coder from the stars. And I supposedly or was told I've been doing it since I was a child. I just thought it was doodling, you know?
It's Doodle
So,
Plus.
but I call it frequency writing.
Mm.
Oh, like this one.
She just goes and she does writings with it too, like language systems, symbols.
I do it based, well, I pick it up more. I'd rather do it by not people's faces. I like to do it by what I hear in their voice. And
Mhm.
then I pick up messages, the visual coding to help them. And that's the way I want to do my books. But when I get my laptop, I went to get it and then I have to go through all this big deal to get it. I don't know why, but so I could start writing.
Maybe you need a new one. As you said that, two things. I saw, or I'm seeing still, a four-sided blue pyramid above your head and a bit to the back. It looks like an Egyptian pyramid. You know, the four, what do you call that? Like four corners.
Yep.
And
I
it's
drew it. It came out, hold on. It came out one in it, but it's not a perfect square though.
mm,
It's it's kind of like a diamond, but it's kind of wonky. And I drew it two times already before. I'll show you. There. Hold on. You
mm.
see it there? And there.
What's that?
And yeah, I kept that keep popping in. And with my trimmer in my hand,
Mhm.
I didn't get on medicine for that tremor. It's in my left hand more than my right. And
There's
I'm left handed. Let me set you down. Otherwise, you're going to.
There's something blocked. Here's what I think you're picking up on. I think that that pyramid should be straight at the bottom, but if it's wonked a little bit, there's a plug or a distortion. Let me try to get some more information on this and ask you. Okay, so this goes way back. Have you forgiven your mother completely? I don't feel like you have.
My mom,
Yeah.
I don't know what I need to forgive her. Oh, I think I know what I need to
Yeah.
forgive her.
It's ironic because on the outside, most people, including yourself, might say like, "What do you mean? Me and my mom are the best." But there's
No,
stuff that
no, because
never
I
said.
wanted my mom to love me and see me.
Yeah.
And I was the least seen, or at least my perception was I wasn't seen.
Mhm. Well,
And she did see me, but I'm like, can I let that go? Because please just let that go. That's like doesn't do me any good to hold on to that.
sure, but you need to let yourself be human in a way. I'm
Yes.
doing this right now. It's like there's part. This is going to sound weird, but
No.
when we come here as human beings, there's a part of us from the lives, remnants of our lives that we lived before we were human beings that kind of resents being a human being or kind of
Yeah.
um we're kind of disgusted by the extreme amounts of limitation that exist
Yes.
in human life. And it's kind of like, oh God, that's beneath me. And I find this in my life coming up all the time. it's extremely challenging because you're there, but you've got this incredibly fragile um, package, and not just the physical, but the emotional too. And that's the hardest part, honestly, is integrating our emotions and really letting it be useful. But we're not at a point yet societally where we are truly speaking from any amount of truth, because there's a lot of fad out there in the love and light
Yeah.
communities talking about, like, people seem like they know what they're talking about when it comes to emotion, but they really don't, not yet, because everything is really valuable as far as what we can feel. And that goes back to my other point too. You've got a a relative. Who is it? It's a woman. We can look into it later, but she's saying, like, you have to honor your feelings, as mucky and murky and yucky as they might be, and you don't like that because it feels dooming.
Yeah.
You're afraid that it will consume you to the point that you won't be able to crawl out of the pit, even if you've honored that. And that, okay, I think I hit the nail right on the head here. That is why you want you want it and you don't at the same time, because you talk yourself into your mind, you talk yourself into, yes, I'm going to honor my feelings, I'm going to honor my emotions, and you see the structure and you know mentally how you can do that, and you're like, you dust your hands off and you're like, that's it. But the dirty work is where that truly lies, and you're avoiding that like the plague with your visceral body and your emotions. You're like, but I don't want to feel that. I don't want to get stuck. I don't want that to consume me. And what makes it even scarier is that you sidelined that, you swept that to the side for the sake of Jeff. Because,
Right.
like, I can't have that in the environment with him, because what if I lash out? What if I blah, 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 blah? And you put it to the side. And so that's why you actually need to be mothered. You need to be vulnerable and be safe in your vulnerability. But you don't trust that you can, because you're like, how do I do that? Who beyond myself can supply that?
Well, that's probably why I felt I was the dragon and he was the phoenix, is because I had to be balls to the wall, protect him,
Mm.
um from a lot, or I felt like I did.
But you were both
And,
connected. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I feel
yeah,
like
go ahead.
this said, you're so sure of it, but there's parts that you don't know about how you two were enveloped and coddled, not coddled, what's the word, guides? Cradled, thank you. Cradled. That both of your guides held you both, even when it seemed like you were having to hold it all together. And you know this, by the way, of those moments. There were like six, but that's very specific, 6 moments in the last 6 years, maybe one a year, where you were like, how the hell did this end up positive and good? How did this not become instant can of worms situation? It seemed like miracles pulled you guys out of that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I was going to be devastated that he didn't know who I was, and I wasn't at all.
But here's
And
the
I played along with it, like he'll go, and he was trying to convince me
thing.
that we'd be a good match, and can he marry me? And I was just floored that while he was sick, he was trying to convince me that we should marry. Sometimes we were married, sometimes I was a side chick. I just played with it. I played it off, and we just laughed at it. We laughed at each other, and I didn't take it to heart because when I looked in his eyes, he was there
Yeah.
and he loved me.
Yeah. Well, the beautiful thing about it is you can't hide anything. And that's the same thing we cherish about children, to be
Yes.
honest. And it's crazy how it comes full circle like that. She's got to say something quick before you forget
Okay.
it. Say it. Raise your hand. She's a Leo. You have to interject.
Oh, yeah. You
I
got to interrupt me.
I was seeing a visual of this red heart-shaped cage, and there's a ball of like sparkling. It's not really like exactly like ball like that you can see, but it's like a shining, bursting colors like neon green, blue.
Mm.
It's like that. It's like it wants to come out of the
It wants to
heart
come out of
cage.
the heart
It's a
cage.
beautiful thing. Like I don't know what to call it, but
It's good that you just
Mhm.
illustrate it. She gets the most vivid stuff. I remember one time I had this um extremely vivid dream. So I was an astral. And this must have been like somebody I knew in a past life or something. Somebody that had extreme beef with me. And I can still see his face. He was somewhat tall. He was wearing a beanie. He had red orange hair. And when I woke up from the dream, I looked right at her. I started to describe this dream to her, and she interrupts me and she's like, "Did he have red hair and was he wearing a beanie?" And I just about lost it. Like I got goosebumps all over, and I was like, "How the hell did you know that, man?" Like I can't do that. I don't do that as well as you do that. But she's pretty visual too. When
I'm visual. Because I can visualize a lot of my maps start with a heart.
do you think it's
Um, a lot of them. It, but then I was going to tell you, my mom came to me in a dream,
mm,
and I sat down by her in Sonia's kitchen, my aunt's kitchen, who's passed, her sister. And I looked to her, and she turned and looked to me, and she had the most beautiful, beautiful hazel. Well, they were grayish hazel, brilliant eyes, so clear and white and so light. I was blown away at how beautiful her eyes were. And I says right away without hesitating, which is very not normal for me, "I love you, Mom." And she starts to say, "I love you." And I woke up and I was like, wow, those eyes were something else. Like she's really clear on what she sees
mm,
now.
different?
Maybe that was for me.
Well, say what you want
It
to say.
me.
I just heard it's not your mom.
While
It
so,
wasn't my mom.
Mm.
well, as you were saying that, she looks to me and she's like, I just heard it's not, what did she say? Not
Her,
her mom or
her aunt.
oh, it's not her aunt. Yeah, not mom. It's not her aunt.
Oh no, it
I gotta let you know before I forget, because we have this on the timer for 30
yeah,
minutes. We've got like a
yeah,
minute left. Do you want to keep going after?
yeah, yes.
Okay. Can you just send the difference with PayPal and then I'll set up another, I'll do it real quick just so we don't, because it'll literally cut us off.
Mm.
Yeah, we got a minute, exactly a minute right now, 59 seconds.
Okay. I can't believe it's already been a half hour.
I know, holy crap, man.
And we knew that that was going to happen.
I had a
Um,
feeling too.
but there was so much. Let's see.
You have a list. We can just go through them.
Did you It was my mom or wasn't? I know it was at my aunt's house.
No, no.
Mm.
She said to me when you
First,
were
I
saying it,
again.
it's not her aunt. She looks to me while you're divulging and she's like, I just heard that's not her aunt. So the hazel eyes and everything is not
Yeah.
your.
Mm.
Mm.
But is it my mother? Because I thought it was my mother.
It's not her mother.
It's not your mom. I don't think it's your mom either. Who is
Is
it
it
then?
like white eyes, like no black pupil?
No, she has a.
Very, very little black pupils, but the eyes were on the
I
color and the whiteness of the eyes were just sparkling
I
bright.
I just heard sister.
Hmm.
Have you always wanted a sister growing up that's like
Well,
really
no, my mom lost two children. One was before me, and one was a stillborn, Deborah, and she's buried out there cemetery. So I was told a long time ago that I used to play with her when I was a kid, but I don't remember it. I was always in my own world anyway, so Lord only knows. I probably did.
Okay.
You know, she looked quite a bit like mother, though.
Does she have like a white eyelashes and eyebrows?
And so she had like silver white hair, like my mother,
Mm.
high forehead, like my mother,
Mm.
a little bit older.
I just saw a Snickers bar.
Oh, that's my mother. I mean, like she had a candy drawer. She had a candy drawer, and she would always hide a Snickers in her purse and stuff.
I saw a big is
Oh.
this is a full size. This ain't no like snack size. I hate that. Or the fun sized ones. I'm like, that's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's not as fun. Bigger it is, the more fun it is.
Mhm.
But
Well,
anyway,
she was just a yeah. It looked like her, but didn't look like her. But her eyes, I just thought, hmm.
isn't it?
I was supposed to get something from it because I still remember it.
There's
I
actually
don't know.
a bit that can come from that. I'm getting a lot of stuff right now. Um,
Uh, and we got to talk about the terracotta army.
mm,
And we got, yeah, yeah, my connection to
Here, let's time it. Can we stop?
China, Japan, whatever over there, because that all came through. I'm working with the eight immortals for, I think, for the art and the books.
Mm-hmm.
But the deities I brought through my spirit house to help Jeff to transition.
Mm.
I still have it sitting out here. So he's
Did you write any questions down or anything?
no, I didn't because I thought I'd let you lead it and let you pick up.
We can do that. However, I'm feeling right now that at least three, it would like maybe that'll come with the process. You can interrupt me if you have a question that comes through and is formulated in your mind as we're unraveling stuff, speak it up because then we can unpack it. Otherwise, it might be a wild goose chase, and then towards the end, you'll be like, "Well, I wish I could have asked this, whatnot, or whatever."
Yeah,
But
great. I
um,
thought about writing some down and then I thought, well, I want to get whatever you're getting
okay,
from
yeah,
Jeff, my mom,
I
any.
I just saw a rubber chicken. It's like a rubber ducky, but it's a chicken because it has a what do you call that? A cock's nest.
Mm.
What do you call those? The rooster thingy mabobbers on the top. The gobbledygooker, but it's like plastic, and I think it's like a bath toy. But
Mm.
it's weird because it seems out of place. It's like you'd expect this to be a rubber ducky, but it's like, nope, that's a rubber rooster for the
Oh,
bathtub. And it's like, okay, so I'm being directed. They're like, okay, let's so
okay, let me.
yeah.
I'll send it. I'll I'll send it unless you want to send me a invoice
Yeah, I can do that. I trust you. I trust you.
and yeah. Well,
We'll
I'm
do
not going anywhere.
we'll do it after because I'm getting it right now
Okay.
in flow. So let's talk more about that hazel-eyed woman. This is I think this is a sister that's from another life because in addition to the blue bird operator, you've had lots of other lives in lots of other,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
Earth is not your most familiar. And as I say that, look, I saw Earth right there. We
Wow.
have a pyramid drawn in front of us, and my eyes
Right.
literally went there as I said that. So this has something to
Mm.
do with that. I feel like this woman, this sister,
Uh-huh.
knew, knew that and helped you prepare to start your very first life on Earth. And your very first life on Earth was quite rough. It was
Uh,
littered with poverty. And that's part of why this life that you have now, no matter how dire your financial straits have been, you always bounce back and with gusto. So it's never really been like a super big issue. You've got assets, you inherited a home, you're not, having to get out of retirement and have to do this and do that. Like you're a lot better off than a lot of some of your peers are that might not even that might hide that from society. So, but that's largely because you went through that crud prior. So you had to learn about what value truly is. That was your introduction to it. I think the reason
ugh.
it came to you is just to remind you that she's always here and that she's connected to you and she's been funneling information your way. She's been helping you to feel familiar in situations that otherwise shouldn't feel. And you're like, well, why does that feel oddly nostalgic? Well, there you go. Helping bridge that connection. Something to do with health too, because you had some like major health related issues in that life too, like pneumonia. So you lost the wind to speak. And I think
Mhm.
that's why you feel tempted. How do I word this? You always embrace every single little drop of opportunity or time in your interactions with people to give input vocally. So you're more
Yeah, I have to be
inclined
really quiet in my classes.
to.
I always wanted to wear duct tape in them.
Oh, okay. There's that other thing too. So when you're part of the reason that you feel unrequited about your mother is that she felt so awkward and between a rock and a hard place, especially when you were growing older, and she felt like, hey, Dorie ought to outgrow this awkward phase. She needs to grow up. She needs to learn her place. Stop talking about this. Stop putting input here when it's not asked for and
And and she was uncomfortable with what I shared.
yeah.
That was the biggest thing. Her belief system was it just made it uncomfortable. She wanted me to be quiet all the time. That does not happen from a Leo.
Yeah, absolutely not. Well, not even that, but just like your insight, and you're here to share so much knowledge with people, and you're here to um you're actually here to stroke discomfort in people as a means that they can heal through it. So a lot of times people are afraid of awkwardness unnecessarily, and you're there to instigate that in them. And even if they don't open up in your presence, a lot of the people that you might not realize that you've come into contact throughout all these years go home and they're like, like they just can't shake the interaction they had with you, and you inspire them. They get stuff, gears start turning, and they're like, well, maybe maybe I should think about this, or maybe I would feel better if there were people like that in my life, especially when it comes to social norms. You rattle people.
Oh,
So it's
well,
ironic.
they're really drawn to me. People can be really drawn to me,
Mm.
and I can be drawn to them too. But usually it has to do with their time in their life getting closer, or their children, one or the other. They're either the old or the very young. And my sister don't. Well, by the way, my older sister, she avoids or won't let her kids and grandchildren be around me.
This is such a theme. It's like Margot.
Just heard because your sister is afraid of what truth you can share to her kids.
Oldest fucking story in the book, Dorie. I've got this too. She's seen it in my parents. It's extraordinarily frustrating for us because it's like such a juxtaposed position, isn't it? Because it's like here we've got this gift, this knowledge, this insight that can really launch you and can shortcut you, and you should value it. But then why is it our job to try and like water it down and let it become something that you would just gloss over or something that you'd use to stroke your own ego that, oh, I talked about this conversation today and I feel better and then do jack shit about it. A lot of people do that. Um, it does just come down to discomfort, but the thing is you have to accept, easier said than done. I'm still learning this, to accept that you are meant to rub people the wrong way because that's what's right for them. When they're wrong, what's right feels wrong.
Well, and then I stand like with my brother and Willard. I lost 6 people between, or was it 4 between mom and Jeff in 4 years?
That's
My uncle, my aunt, my niece, who was only 35, Jeff
wow.
or David's daughter, and her wife, and her mom, and then Willard and mom and Jeff. So whatever that is, 8, 7, 8, whatever it is, and all within 4 years. I had to keep burying people out here while Jeff was gradually declining. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
and so when David and Willard, which is my biological father,
Mm-hmm.
Willard declined. He went out real quick, 4 days.
I remember I was around and we were talking about that when that happened. Did you ever get
Oh,
into
what? He was around then.
Oh hell yeah. Did you ever get into the basement, by the way?
Well,
That he was
David,
your sleep.
David got the house
Oh.
and mom's things, which I know Sky, if I'm getting the right because every time I check in with mom, leave it alone. So, okay, leave it alone, ma. And David will come to me eventually and
Yeah.
have me take over the house and mom's things because Dawn, my youngest sister, who's 8 years younger than me,
Mm.
will will get ill. He's going to retire and he's going to go out in the countryside. He won't die there at the house.
Yeah.
Dawn will need to come home to die. So I'll take over the house, mom's things, reorganize it the way it should be, and clear and cleanse the whole, because it's like deep rooted in the whole property.
Mm-hmm.
And that barn is terrible.
Mm.
And that lady's still down there. There's other spirits in the house too, but they're
Yeah.
fragments of things that were come off the railroad and also drawn to all that destruction there, or sick, dark, whatever, yuck.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't like to go down the basement. After Willard died, that's where Willard stayed. After Willard died, then David went down there and slept there. And we were trying to get him out of the basement because we knew he was picking up all of Willard's stuff. And he's been carrying it ever since.
Wow.
But when I went up to the spiritual camp up there, the Wanna Walk,
Mm.
that guy, that older gentleman told me, and I says, "Yep, I'll just be my daughter will move in here, my house. I'll go down there and I'll be the interim, and then it'll go to all the women in my family where the strength of the family.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes to like the next generation, not my daughter's generation, the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're supposed to carry it, the lineage. But I want to clear and cleanse it all. And it's going to take the great grandchildren to come home.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I feel is going to happen.
It is.
But
You've got the challenge though is that you have to displace yourself from that because there's a pattern here. When you were explaining that, something new came to me that I never saw before. A long ass time ago, and I know your family's been there a long time, but I'm seeing a year, 1608. That's a long, long time ago that somebody who just came to the US was like, we're gonna make something of our family here, our name, our legacy. And they sacrificed enough and implanted or instilled that into their own offspring, who did that to their offspring in a three generational pattern that really rooted it firm in your guys' DNA. And so even if people don't even if like everybody in your family isn't consciously aware of this, there's almost an expectation that you're all supposed to carry this responsibility for this long branch of time. And no wonder, no wonder you chose this life as a Chinese person, because this feels so fucking Chinese to me, because
Yes.
Chinese people do that. They're like, hey, we've had a 600, 700 year scroll of all these names of all these people, all these ancestors, and they have a lot of ghosts around them too and activity because nobody wants to move on, or a lot less people want to move on. Because they invest everything into the physical manifestations of all these different lives that have lived, come and gone, did this and that. And so it's not going to be easy, but you have to decide for yourself, do you actually want to be part of this legacy or not? Because
Oh,
the moment you ask that, you actually get scared because you're like, well, fuck, I think mom wanted that. And I think some other people wanted that.
well, there's certain aspects of it that I'm very drawn
Mhm.
uh, to follow that, because
Feels.
when I see the children, my grandchildren and my sister's grandchildren, so it'd be the great grandchildren, come home and
Mhm.
be there together when I was there with them before, there was so much healing and so much shifting in their energy and our energy to help the collective. Plus, I want to write my books down there.
Mhm. It's not a wrong decision. I'm just saying you have an opportunity. You might not take it in this life, and that's perfectly
Oh,
fine.
true, true.
Easier.
It'll come. I mean, I believe David's going to just come to me and go, I can't carry it anymore.
Yeah. Well,
And hand it over to me, because,
now's not
I told him,
now's not the time to concern yourself with this, though. I don't know
no,
if to tell
I
you.
gotta I gotta do my healing, and I've got to do stuff here.
It's longer than you think, though. I'm asking if I can tell you. I can tell you this. You've got 18 years. Don't worry. It will take that long. And yes, you're gonna be around. So you're not in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. I'm like, well, should I tell her this? And I'm like, yeah, she can do this.
I knew
Say this too, though.
I knew I had 15 to 20, and I go, oh gosh, it's gonna be, oh Jesus. But I want to be able to do my books
You can do your
really bad.
you can do your books before then, but the thing is, take your time with it. Don't rush it. Don't you have to let it come organically. And especially as you're going through dark nights of the soul, because that's when you have
Oh,
this material come through anyway, because you're real. And kids need that too. It doesn't mean to like deliver a Stephen King novel, but it's like kids need truth and realness, and they get it actually more than adults think that they're capable of handling. I was able to handle that as a kid. I always felt like I was more of an adult than my parents. And now
mm-hmm.
you laugh because you see they truly are still children, you know.
Yes,
I have to
they
make
are. Well, we have
too.
similar. And oh, I wanted to tell you,
Yeah.
when I started to get the stuff about, I get drawn to that terracotta army.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I think I sent you a thing on it. And I said, when I was pulling it in, is, I mean, it's a mystery, but it's kind of and it's uncomfortable. But there's codes in that they found in the army, and I go, well, yes, yes. And if you put them, if you figure out the codes of what note to music it is, you're supposed to play it a certain way to open up like a maze. It opens up that inner.
Sanctum.
Yes.
Here's the
And
problem. Here's the
because I had that dream a long time ago, and I think it's connected to this, where I come down this big, beautiful staircase, all wooden carved and everything. It's gorgeous, like 3 times my size. Come down this wooden stairwell, and then I have these cement, like the terracotta army, but only they're the deities. The cement, big, gorgeous. I mean, at first I was fearful. They weren't alive, they were cement, like they were rougher, and I go, oh, but I know them. And there's a whole line of them. And then I go to these big wooden doors. Of course, me and wood, all intricate, right? And I open up the doors, and I knew right away that I had to sprint on these tiles of slate like, and I had to punch in these codes, and then it would drop that floor down to steps. You jump down to the next step, and then you punch in these codes on this tile. And I had a timing that I had to do it quickly. And I'm going, oh, it's the same thing like the terracotta army.
They don't want
I'm
to. I feel like they know this, like
like,
archaeologists,
I think so too.
but
I
you know
said, Jen,
why?
I think you already know this.
They do
They're
not.
afraid to open it, or if they did open it, they don't want to share what's there.
Well, they're kind of wise too. There, because there's curses and there's a shit ton of mercury, like an
Yeah.
royal fuck ton of mercury that you can actually measure in the air above the mound. Um,
I heard about the mercury, but I'm like, they already know. But
yeah,
I'm like picking this up, and I'm like, well, why do I know this? What?
well, you lived in the time, and well, China was absolutely chaotic back then. It wasn't called China, and that tomb is of the first emperor, the first nut job to try and. I mean, he was an absolute psychopath.
He
Uh,
had to be.
yeah, he was. He was really, really
Look,
bad.
that's why I picked up bad in that, because look how he treated his people.
His name was Qin Shi Huang. And he actually killed himself through mercury poisoning because he was trying to live forever. He ordered all of his alchemists to keep going, keep going, keep going, and it eventually poisoned him to death. But the era that followed after him was incredibly prosperous. That was the Han Dynasty. His was the Qin Dynasty, and it only lasted like 30 years. He was the one who commissioned the Great Wall, or the
Hmm.
who started the Great Wall, even though the Great Wall has actually been being built for over 800 years. Like different dudes picked up where the other left off. And but yeah, that as you were saying all of that, it's because you lived from that era. That's why you like all those Chinese soap operas from all the eras, because it's just
Well,
nostalgia. Feels nice.
well, I felt it comforted me, and also their talking, even though I can't really, it it just it comforted me through the Jeff time, and it's still comforting me.
You have a twin flame in one of the warriors.
Your twin flame is one of the warriors represented by that terracotta army. That's why you're drawn to it. That's what she just picked up on.
My twin flame was one of the. Okay.
Could be a lover, could be a
Mm.
cousin,
It's not Jeff,
brother.
by the. It's not Jeff. It's not Jeff.
No.
Someone different. It doesn't have to be a lover. It can be. Well, say what you.
Can be a cousin or a brother or
I get that feeling too. That it's like an older, like an older figure. Because in Chinese, even to this day, people look up to like older sister, older brother, or younger sister, younger brother. If this was an older sibling, I think it
Hmm.
was her brother.
mm,
Um, a lot of people died for that crazy emperor.
Yeah, it was very. There was a lot of sadness when I first saw them. And like haunting. Like there's something haunting about it that really bothers me.
before.
The guy saved
Mm.
her. Say it.
This person actually saved you from something, like he sacrificed himself or
Yeah, he
something.
did.
Mm.
He, yeah, he took the blame for you. You like stole something or something, and then he was like, I did it. And he took the blame, and then he was ordered to commit suicide, and he did.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy.
Mm.
I
This
can
is
see his face. I can see his face right now. He was kind of
yeah,
young. He
he
was like
kind of
in his
looks
mid
like who's
30s.
that?
I was going to say, I felt like he was younger.
Yeah, he's
Me
in his
too.
mid 30s.
He's younger.
She said he looks like a famous historical figure from the Philippines, Jose Rizal.
It's a hero from the
He
Philippines.
also sacrificed himself
From for the
for the
Philippines.
good of the people here when it was a Spanish colony.
Mhm.
He was killed by firing squad, wasn't he? Jose
Mm.
Rizal? Yeah, he wrote something. We went to the place where he was shot and killed.
Really?
Yeah, but this was a public spectacle. Your brother from this other life. He did it in public to
Oh,
save your family's honor and name. It was the only way to save everyone because otherwise they were going to kill you, your mother, your father, your uncle, your brothers, other people, and everything. And he took full blame for it. And the immediate
So,
it is sad, but I mean, like Japanese did this, Chinese did this. This was norm. This was normal.
yeah.
I'm not saying it's good. It wasn't good, but
No.
such incredibly powerful display of love and devotion and honor and it gives me chills like any of us who lived as Asians like we get that because a lot of Western people will look at it and be like that's stupid, why would you commit suicide or why would you care about honor, but it's like what.
Well, it's just like me honoring out at the cemetery and what I do out there.
Yeah.
They Most people don't get that. Well, that's just all a carryover as far as I'm concerned. Now I view it as that.
Mm.
A carryover of my that part of me, those other lives that I had. And I did have some with Jeff over there too. Um,
That
so
was an
you
interesting.
were there, right? Were you part of that group that we all that there was like we were like monks, but we weren't. We'd get together. There was, I don't know, 20, 25 people. Were you part of that group?
I don't think I was part of that group, but I think we might have interacted because the one thing I do remember about well, I had two different Chinese lives that I can remember. One of them was not as long ago as that period, so probably wasn't that. But the other one, I was a Taoist high priest, and I was
Oh,
actually incredibly I was
so
very
I would have had.
well, you might have clashed with me if you were Buddhist, because at that time, China was becoming Buddhist because it was growing in popularity. Indian people were migrating out of India that were Buddhist because it
Yeah.
wasn't really gaining any traction there. But it was incredibly popular with the Chinese peasantry because of all the crap that we went through from that
Mm.
crazed emperor and the leftovers. So it was becoming really, really popular with the common folk. But I was one of those aristocratic, like goody two shoes, I know better than you kind of folk
Mm.
from the Taoist tradition, which is there's still a part of my soul that's a little bit conceited with that, where it's like, oh, well, Taoism is the true China, even though I know that's a bunch of bullshit. Because China's had all this different influence, but Taoism is about yin yang, about the trigrams, about the seasons and the book of changes, the I Ching. And China's been an incredibly corrupt society for thousands of years. So if you've got a position of power and prestige, you would abuse it.
Well,
And
there was somebody that was killed over there. This actor, Lu Ming Young,
recently,
and yeah, yeah, and it China,
oh,
and they have the industry, the entertainment industry, and China, the way they line it up. I mean, they've Oh man, they tortured this poor young man. He was only 30 something.
You
And
know,
he just seemed to have such a kind soul. And I just felt so bad but he needed to bring to light
yes.
what
It's
he
how
needed to use his power or his fan base to force the people to not accept it anymore.
That's the difficult thing about Chinese people is that it's a double-edged sword because they're so resilient, but the negative side to it is they will tolerate things that should not be tolerable far longer and far worse than any Western civilization would. Because they
They
take,
make so much money off of these people that don't have nothing. This guy pretty much was starving to death, and then they beat him so bad. And then they threw him out the window, and then they said it's an accident.
yeah, bullshit. Well, you know,
And he's not the only one, but he's been the most popular so far that I think the fan base they're not going to let it go so easily. But they have so much powerful people that dictate how that's all going to roll out.
the
But I
powerful.
really feel bad for him.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's an absolute unholy mess. And most of the people who know a thing or two, they move out of China.
Mm.
And then they invest elsewhere. They've been doing it in the US for years. They're doing it here. They're actually inflating the economy of the Philippines. That's why all the prices of food and everything, the stuff I thought I was running away from, it all caught up to me anyway, because it's out here too. So especially property and food. And the corruption is just absolutely disgustingly deplorable here as well. So it's a big problem in Asia. It is. I mean, it's a different flavor of trouble, but there's so much healing and that we have potential for. But all of this nastiness is coming to the surface. It's bubbling up. It's
Well,
actually
a lot of people, I mean, am I that naive, Sky?
no.
Of like, I can see through the matrix, but I sometimes I give people way too much credit
Well, the
for.
thing is because people are operating primarily at a certain plane, and so their values are made according to the limitations of what they see and feel and know. And the most evil people on this planet are the most afraid, the most scared, and the most ignorant and powerless people. That's why they crave that so much. And they want to make their own deity, is why they worship demons and give child sacrifice and everything else because they're like, yeah, we're gonna override the one true God. Man, we could really get deep into this. Some people think that the God of the Bible is actually this really nasty um, deity that was created from this what's her name again? I forgot. Like the sister of the one true God of light, and that
Mm.
oh, the earth might be a dungeon, and that's why we recycle back and forth because this cruel, disgusting God wants to keep people trapped and basically harvest our energy from the trial and turbulation that we go through, which, if you're Buddhist, that would make a lot of sense to you if you want to just shut out from the rest of it and be like, nope, I'm not going to let any of this affect me. And I'm just going to get through with my karma and try to evaporate out of this um, room. But yeah, that's deep. It's
Would
Scorpio.
you? Yeah,
We
a
might go.
Scorpio energy. Do you think? Do you have any advice with what I'm going through? I need to face letting go of the mom thing. Do I need to do anything about Willard?
No. In
He's
fact, you don't
he's
need,
not even with my mom.
I know, you don't need to do anything. And in fact, the best advice you need to hear right now is let the bad stuff happen because there's
I
ironic. It's like it's like a test. I feel like when you do this, you're literally going to be squeezing your eyes shut, be like, please don't let this be bad. Please don't let this be a mistake. Please don't let this be something I'm going to regret. Because you feel like if you're the only one who sees these opportunities or these landmines, I should say, then it's your responsibility to diffuse them and to pick them up. But you've never stopped to consider maybe these landmines need to blow up, some of them. Maybe some.
Well, I've been leaving my kids alone with their own grieving.
Yeah.
My I mean, they gradually drifted away anyways. My daughter tried, oh, she hung in there with me. My ride or die bitch, man. She's a hell of a Sagittarius. Jeez. I don't know, but she's something. She'll come help me, but I won't hear from my son. One time it was 6 weeks. He's afraid to come home and face. Oh, and I'm just a reminder of Jeff to him, I'm sure. And he's got to face his own. So I let them. That's why I'm going to start getting my laptop and writing.
You need to.
I was write to Jeff.
There's no way to unfeel this. That's what you don't want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. The purest, simplest, most loving way. You need to fuel this. This pain is a fuel. Let something become of it. And also, when you're writing, don't pre-edit anything.
Yes.
No.
That's why I can type better than write it out.
Yeah, do it later. Just
write.
Just explode onto the page. Just bleh, like vomit over it. If sometimes it's vomit, sometimes it might be violent, but that's why you keep it in your possession first. It's not like you're just going to pre-release it. That's
right. I just figured I just love letters to Jeffy and do it like I don't care what it sounds like or if I go around in circles. I just want to let it out on the page. And boy, do I miss him.
He's still with you, but he's gonna come in, come out, come in, come out, come in, and come out. Only when you're not asking for him so intensely. So it's gonna feel like he's betraying you, but it's really just you feeling an overwhelming grief of loneliness. But part of this.
Well, I keep getting the infinity symbol because we were so tied together so long and so intently.
40 years is a long time.
And well, he saw me through my 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and the start of my 60s. Though for women, they change constantly.
Right.
And Jeffy was such a big part of me. And then all the care. I lifted him every day. Even the day he died, I held him while he got a bath.
And he's there for you in the exact same capacity. He is there for you.
Last words he said is, I love you. And he was just an amazing person. But his soul was so loving.
I know, I could feel it. He reminded me of my grandfather and the beautiful blessing of that, because I remember the last moments with him, and he had pretty aggressive dementia, and pretty much everybody in the family was causing him grief, but he just naturally clicked with me. And I was the only one in the family that didn't see it as an issue, as a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, there's logistical challenges, right? Just like if you have a child, you have to take them to the bathroom, you have to dress them, you have to clean them, you have to feed them, you have to make sure they don't run out into the street or whatever. But they're fully there.
Yes, they are. And what it is, the way I viewed it is, as he shifted and changed into different Jeffies, for him, he showed me different sides. The walls would come down and there's different parts of him. And
it's the stuff that
the most profound of our marriage the last 4 years.
It's because we don't realize how much we like hide or eyes. You
He
know,
put the walls up and wanna, and he was such a quiet man that, and he just accepted all the kooky sides because I don't just think out of the box. Sometimes I just live out of the box because I don't give a fuck. If you don't like it, I don't care because now I'm here by myself and I talk to Jeffy and my mom and the dog, which
and your two doggies that are passed away that are still there with you.
my
Yes,
they're
they're still there. Yeah.
they're still there. Well, they're with my mom, right?
Well, you've got the thing about you that's always been interesting is you've got this giant gaggle of people behind you. It's like this massive,
Army.
like Woodstock.
Yeah.
A
A lot of women, right? I got my mom, my mom's sisters,
lot of
and
creatures, not even human beings. They're just like there's bird-like creatures. There's these little poof balls with these long, long legs.
well,
You're a
that's
seed. You have to remember.
I think that's because of the books that I see it, the way my brain works. I see the animals in my books playing in my brain, like Winnie the Pooh type. You know, they're playing and they're waiting for me to start writing. My bunny keeps hitting the wall,
I just
and
heard
that's my what?
holding you back. Start writing, even if it's on the back of a napkin. Here's the other thing, too. The inspiration's going to come when you least expect it. You know what I do? I told her this. I was like, I need to have a handheld notepad. And so now wherever I go, I actually forgot today though. Wherever I go, I have a handheld notepad. And even if I'm like in the shower or if I'm on the crapper or if I just woke up, or if I'm cooking, or whatever, watering the flowers outside, if I have something, I'm like, I got to write that down because I can't tell you how many times I've told myself, trying to convince myself, I'll definitely remember this. This is going down.
You don't
That's not
do.
true. It needs to come out precisely that moment. You need to drop everything, go put it down because even the delivery can change the longer you hold on to it like a hot potato.
Yes,
So
yes. I started writing stuff down, typing it in a notebook on my phone. Plus, I have a journal in my purse that I write little whatever comes up, carry it around with me. And then now I put the map thing out here, because I haven't done anything since 22. So
it
3 years.
wasn't the time to do it.
I and so it's coming to me when I heard your voice and your wife's voice in that little message, the 3 minute message. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go up, get my book, bring it down. I have it open here, and I have my pencils here, and I'm gonna just start. But then, if this is the block, the more I write, this should clear, right?
Right.
I'm gonna
It's such a corny
this
thing.
this because I've been doing that since my 30s. The trimmer in my hand. My mom had a trimmer too.
It's hard. Your operating system is more powerful than your computer. Get it?
Yep.
It's like trying to run a diesel truck on high grade, high octane jet fuel. It's going to cause a little bit of stress on the system. It probably wasn't designed to drive 1,000 miles an hour, although you can. I get that too. I get sometimes, or a lot of times actually, when I channel, I've told her this, I get really numb and tingly in my fingers, my hands, my arms, my face, especially when the recipient is over analyzing, overthinking. And then I have to be this medium. And so people don't realize sometimes they'll like latch on to me, but then it's my responsibility to kind of like put up a boundary and say, look, this is how I'm going to work. And I'm picking this up. here's the message, I'm delivering it. I'm not in charge of how you're going to process this and go through with it. So yeah, but with you, it's literally simply just that your electrical input is so intense that it's difficult for your physiological system to take it, especially because you want to go gung ho, all of it now. You don't want to divvy it
Drag
up
it out,
10% now, 10%.
sprinkle it out.
Yeah, you want it to be a lightning bolt strike and kapow. Like imagine what happens to um like a power center or the power grid if all the power that's generated in a year from say like the Hoover Dam is all just let loose into the grid in 1 second. Like it just fries all the circuits. So you got to be a little careful with that. I also heard too that this is something to consider if you want to work with me a little bit longer term. I could actually help you with this with the form of well, it's not really energy work what I do, but I do something that looks like energy work. I don't know if you ever saw me do it. I haven't done it in over a year, but it's I work with the soul parts, and I think that a part of you. What is that outside? There's a weird noise outside right now. It's
A
really
car.
interesting.
It's a
It
car.
sounds like spiritual bells going shh, 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 shh,
Yeah.
or like what the Mayans or Incans used with those like muscles when the
Mm.
shamans do that. That's crazy. That just happened right now. I've never heard that. Anyway, because what?
I had a role in the Mayans too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Um, where was I? Um,
Windows.
that could help you. It's something I could offer.
You've never done it with her?
I don't think I've ever done it with Dorie. Do we ever do healing work with you where you sit with your eyes closed, put your palms up, and then I can actually see it right there. It's related to that blue pyramid too.
Yeah,
But
and that's what I kept going back to with the markers
Mhm.
was the blue,
that's the,
different versions of blue.
that's the spot. It's not a physical thing. It's a multidimensional thing. It's a part of your soul that's pinched. It's how would you say it's bottlenecked. We could help with that. But to answer your question, yes, writing will help. Absolutely. Because you're backed up. You're backed up with it. It has to do with the connection between your voice and your heart because you need to have an avenue for all of your love and feeling to be expressed and received. That's simply what it is. And you fall short of it. Well, you have the time now and you have the solid
Well,
to do that too.
and the solitude, yeah, because I ain't taking on anybody and any other thing.
Such a
I
blessing.
want people to focus on what I need to do for me.
You're going to have that time. Absolutely. A lot of people see it as kind of a
I,
curse blessing.
what? It's a curse and a blessing?
Well, a lot of people see it as a curse because they're like, oh, I'm so lonely. It's like, yeah,
Oh,
great.
no. And I think, well, yeah, in a way I'm lonely, in a way I'm not,
Mhm.
because I know everybody's here, especially I could just call them in. But I don't want to deal with a lot of people, especially the like you, like the siblings. I could deal with the cousins, but in just small increments. They were here for me after Jeff died.
It's actually better for you to completely be alone for at
I know.
least 3 months.
Yeah.
Even from,
Son asked to come up, he says, you can come up, Mom. And I was up there during our anniversary in August for 4 days. Yeah, go ahead.
Think it's because you are done with people. You tried your best to like be there with for them,
yeah,
like try to help them, try to be friends with them, try to connect with them, to be a family with them, but they keep pushing you away. So you're like,
things.
maybe it's better for me to
Well,
be alone.
yeah.
But you tried your best. I think
Yeah, you give a lot.
I gave a lot, yes.
Yeah.
when you are that
Yeah,
Way more than
a
any
lot of people.
else, you know.
But I mean, that's my nature too. I don't, like you said, I don't do just a little. It's balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And when I do it big. And oh, Jeff loved that about me too.
Yeah, that's
And
why.
he did that back and went, there she goes. But he gave me a lot of encouragement to be myself and acceptance where my mother wasn't, you know. And now she understands me.
Isn't it ironic? I know that about my own mother too. It's like some people are like that. They're not going to get it until they're literally dead.
Yeah. Well, my Jeff didn't understand it all. He was, because he was more of the 3D. Um, but
Not,
he,
not towards the end. Oh boy, no, he wasn't.
no, do you know that he stayed for 5, 6 days? He stayed without speaking. His body was starting to, you know, do its shutdown. But the minute he he stayed tethered to his body, his soul did, for 5, 6 days, but he was already sending me messages and sending me music messages right away. He I was like, could not believe it. I said, yeah, I do. That's Jeff, because it had a sense of humor. It was either in the title or it was in the song.
So
And he took over before he even died.
when he passed, did you leave his body alone for a while?
Yeah. He
That's good. It's very.
he he stayed here with me.
Hmm.
I was alone with him. I got nudged somehow to go check him because it was about my bedtime. But I came home late. I said, wait, Jeff, wait for my haircut. I'm coming, because it was Grandma 2 Day coming up. I had my hair done. He says, I'm going to surprise everybody and I'm going to let my gray take over. So I went and had my hair done. It's always a long production. You got to wait, Jeff. I had a lady sit with him. Wait for me. And because I knew it was coming. And he come home. I come home and I said, ta-da. Of course, he hadn't said anything 5, 6 days. But me, I just like, woo, you know. I said, what do you think, Jeff? Don't you think it looks great? I know what he was saying, you know. Oh, you look great in whatever way you put it. And I'm like, oh, God, you're a dreamboat. They don't make them like that. Anyways, I went and sat down, had something to eat, and I was going to go to bed. And I go, wait, something doesn't feel right. I got up, did not even feel a shift because he'd been tethered so long. I come over and and his mouth was open just a little bit. And so, oh my God, he's actually gone. And I didn't do the happy dance like I did with Willard and Mom. And I go, way to go, man. Power to you, babe. And, uh, but I had to call my nurse, the one that always came to the house. And I says, he's gone. She goes, do you want me to call the other nurse? Yeah, but don't make her come. And I waited for my daughter to come. And then I waited for Jeff to come. And me and Cassie sat here and we thought he was still breathing because of some of the things that were going on. And we laughed so hard around him. And I know he was standing there just laughing at us. And then we made fingerprints. And I know he was just fingerprints on the back of one of the prayers he always said to himself, on this tin thing I did for the kids. And I said, I know he was just standing there laughing because the air mattress underneath him was still going. So we thought he was breathing. And I said, oh my
Well,
God. And his mouth closed. And I go, well, I know the mouth will close, and it's just my way of dealing with the seriousness of it. At the time, I was very numb.
right.
And he laid here, but we had to get the nurse here he had to be on that day but they didn't take him. And I waited till my son came. So he died about 8:30, 8:40. And I waited till our son came at 2 before I called the funeral home to come pick him up. But he had 4 days before at the funeral home before he was cremated. Mm. And but yeah, I let him lay here, and Christian says, "I told you didn't have to wait for me, because Christian had said his goodbyes when Dad could still speak and stuff." And I says, "Well, we were just hanging out." And plus, when the funeral home came, the guys, I was of course standing here. The one goes, "Hi, Dorie," and I thought that he knew me, and I says, "Do I know you?" My kids said they almost ran for the door, the guys from the funeral home, because you my kids said you should have seen your face. Well, I'm protective of Jeff, like I said, and it was his body and I had to let go of it. So of course I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing here? I don't want I don't want you to take him.
Yeah.
And those guys thought, oh shit, they didn't even try to give me a sympathy thing. I got down to business, and then they took him, and that was hard. But he died the same day as my grandmother,
Oh, wow.
and I knew he was holding out for something, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I go, oh, because Grandma Two Day was in a day. I mean, people from states away were coming home for Grandma Two Day that I have, and down here at the park. And I started it after my grandmother passed away. We get together, and they were all there for me. And when we played cards that night after Grandma Two Day, it was the most beautiful thing to have that kind of support from my cousins and my aunt that's still alive. And we didn't have a funeral per se. We just had gravesite for me and the kids. But that was having my cousins with me was huge. And then my cousin Dean says, well, Jeff died the same day as Grandma Two. And I'm like, and we're having Grandma Two Day. And I'm like, okay, that was a wink, wink from Jeff, right?
Absolutely. Or wouldn't it
He
be?
was letting me know how much he loved my mom. And he didn't know my grandmother very close, but how much they meant to me.
Right? Just more and more assurance.
Yes, and all this music and all these signs and the pigeons, because he raced pigeons as a child, and the pigeons, and then the blue jays. The blue jays have a very, if I see a blue jay, but when we went to bury him, I saw a hummingbird sitting on that arch that's over our stone. I've never seen a hummingbird sit before.
Me either. They're usually
Yeah, never seen it. And he was sitting on that arch, and I'm going, okay, another sign. And I'm like, I know you're here. Um, but mom always sends white butterflies. So she's always out there with me when I go out there. But we put the pug's ashes in with Jeff's.
that'll be nice.
So when I go, Callie's ashes will go in with me because she was our girl, Jeff's mine. And I says, we'll all go in there, group together. We just no reason to, because we're long gone. But did I wait long enough, 4 days before they did anything to his body?
Yeah, I feel that. Well, the problem nowadays is people rush it too much, and you got to give the soul enough
Yeah.
time to decouple, because a lot of times they'll just kind of tether and float and bob
Yes.
without fully releasing. Because
Yes.
it's like trying to rush. This is a terrible analogy, but maybe it's his humor coming through. But it's like trying to rush a shit. You 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 need to just relax and let it happen. You can't be like, "Argh." Or, give yourself hemorrhoids trying to do it. But that's what Western culture does. Here, do they let the body out?
Um,
Someone dies, how long do they stay?
put it in a casket
Uh-huh.
and
Open
then
casket.
not open,
Oh, really?
close, and
Uh-huh.
then
Oh,
display in the house with
Display in the house with flowers. How
flowers and
long?
lights for 9 days.
9 days.
I,
It's tradition. And
Mm.
they don't preserve or anything, do they? Do they use
They
chemicals? Does
they
it
they
smell?
use.
Oh, they do? But maybe in the past they didn't. But they have above ground cemeteries here where the people are just like in apartments, like little concrete slabs. They don't even put them
yeah.
down. They leave them up. Death is very visible here, and it's anyway. I had the feeling that that was the case with Jeff, and I'm like, that's awesome because there might have been some institutions trying to get in the way. But anyway, speaking of time and stuff, we got to
Yeah.
get a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead. Oh,
send me some audio and then I'll do a map, release some of this.
okay. An audio of us.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I'd like to hear her voice too with you.
What do you want to
Maybe it's a map together. It's the two together.
say? Anything?
Anything.
Yeah, anything. We can
Okay.
talk about food,
Banana.
cooking bananas. Yeah.
You
Alrighty.
got a great voice. You're just wonderful.
It's actually what
I love your being.
Thank you.
I love how she said that too, because that's actually one of my top favorite things about you. And
Mm.
she likes my voice too. So it's
Mm.
nice to have somebody who
I love your voice, Guy. You're very calming and soothing and grounding for me.
Mm.
I
Thank you.
appreciate
So
that. You, yeah,
I love you guys. You stay well.
you
You
too.
too. Thank you so much.
And
Um,
I'll do a map and I'll send it to you.
Mhm.
okay.
Okay.
Another thing to consider too, because I'm starting something new where I'm going to bring on a maximum of 10 clients or 10 people in like a group setting for 2 months, beginning in January and February. It's like a pilot where we'll meet 4 times for an hour, maybe 90 minutes each time. But I've got like open enrollment until the end of October, right?
November.
Thank you, until the end of November.
Okay.
Think it
But
through.
on it.
And the thing I'm going to do is whoever signs up, that's it. So I won't wait until there's 10 people because
Right.
I'm still guided to do it that way. So if it is you or even just you, or even like a group of like 4 people, I'm going to honor it and I'm going to do it. But it's something to consider. How much is it again? What do we send her? Oh, $1,000, $1,000. So it's basically like $250 a session. Um, and it's going to be recorded just like this one, by the way, too. We will upload these with a single recording to YouTube unlisted, unless you want it to be public. We always encourage people like if there's anything inspirational, because a lot of times the people that do share it um, end up inspiring somebody else who's out there who's like in the exact same situation. You don't have to, but it's something to consider. But yeah, think about that and let me know before the end of November if you'd be interested in doing something like that. Uh,
Uh,
yeah, so I've been guided to do.
yeah. Yep. Nothing important from Jeff. Any message from Jeff before we close or we're closing?
I just heard, just take it easy, babe. It's like surfer vibe. He's doing this,
Mhm.
What is he doing?
this,
He's so
but,
funny.
but like slowly.
Yes. He's so funny.
He's slow like molasses.
He's a sweet
Yeah.
boy.
He is a sweet.
Just a very wise man.
You feel.
Wonderful man. I'll have more lifetimes with him.
Yeah, you can
Mhm.
count on that, he just said.
Yep. we're a good team, the two of us.
He
We'll
said
learn from each other,
it's time.
learn from the experience. I know that he had to struggle with this Alzheimer's for all of us to learn from it.
Well, ironically, he didn't struggle as much towards the end. He struggled in the beginning because
Yeah,
he was grabbing and trying to hold on,
yeah.
but then
But
eventually he was
he
like,
did a lot better towards the end.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
less to get in the way. But
yeah.
he did have, it wasn't like he was completely forced. That's the thing. He asked God for that and he was given that grace. That's why he took, because even years ago you were telling me, I don't know how much longer I've got with him. And I was like, well, I feel like she's got longer than both of them realize because it was really a slow but steady wins the race kind of thing because he had asked for that. And because
Well, he had the doctor told him go home. He has 5 years, and he actually had 6 because the year before I thought he was going to go, and then it changed and shifted in the fall. A lot of times that energy changes, and then I read it different, just like Callie, and then they have more time. My mom shifted it. She had 3 more years that I didn't expect. I'm like, power bitch, man. She was loved her. Still love that woman. But she's always she's always telling me, "Well,
chocolate
stay
chip.
out of it, Dorie. Leave it alone."
Yeah,
So I
it's just a little
leave
while
it.
longer, she's saying. But I saw a chocolate chip cookie emerge as you start talking about her.
Yeah, because she made cookies for Jeff. Jeff was my cookie man, and yep, she made cookies all the time. And we all had separate bags that went home with us. Cassie had a bag for the boys. We had a bag up here. Yep. And she also helps my son make melted moments on Christmas for me.
I like it.
So, yeah, I was just like, oh, yeah, amazing woman. Love you all. Let you go. Did she have anything left to say?
Who? Jeff?
You,
Or who?
Me?
You?
well, you were looking at your wife like she was going to
Ike.
say
Her
something.
name is Ika, by the way.
I, I
Yeah.
didn't know how to pronounce it. Ika.
AI.
That's pretty too.
It's actually a Japanese name.
Mm.
It is Ika.
We know each
Yeah.
other in our life in Japan before, but I always joke with her that we were gay samurai lovers.
Well,
I
I just know I had more men lives in Japan, I think, than female,
hmm,
or a mix. A mix.
remember being a Japanese woman, but then I don't really remember being any anything other than Chinese or Japanese for any of my human lives prior to this one. And
Really?
yeah, I'm mostly starseed. I'm not very much dabbled in Earth very, very much. And she's a starseed too.
I
Uh,
don't think I've been down here a lot either, to be honest with you, because I don't like it
no, you've had very few lives, about six. That's
here.
6 lives.
I had other lives out there.
Oh, yeah, you had one life as a Middle Eastern man, but that's apart from all of the Chinese lives you had. Every single other one, 5 others were Chinese.
Were they?
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very drawn to it. So I mean, that's just, and it's comforting for me to listen to it. So
Uh,
whatever I'm getting from it. Plus, they
figured-
use the stuff that I have, like my binder and my cord cutter. And I'm like, and they're supposed, and I go, I know I called it a binder. And then I watched a show yesterday and she called it a binder too. And I'm going, well, there.
I know it's crazy how much can bleed into the next lives from one. Because ever since I was a kid, I've always felt a really strong connection to Japanese and Chinese things. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
why. And it's always been a little bit easier for me to connect with people from Japan and China and East Asia than it is for Western people. I've always felt oddly misplaced in Western society. And even coming back here, it's been nice actually, because
I was going to say, are you more at home there?
Yeah, but a part of me knows and realizes I'm probably not supposed to stay here, but it's me being a little bit defiant. I mean,
Well, I didn't know if I was ever going to see you in person again, to be honest. It'll always be through videos.
you might.
Um,
I mean,
and
there's so much that we don't know.
mhm.
As much as I
It can look different in 2 to 5 years so fast.
well,
I
the other thing
mean,
too is that there's so many timelines stacked on
yeah,
more than it had been in the past prior because
yeah,
of the crap that they did with CERN in 2012. It exploded. So the sea of possibilities itself,
endless.
yeah.
If
So
you, I believe in it, and I know that we switch timelines and converge timelines, and I'm like, okay, which part of my son am I going to deal with this time? You know?
Yeah.
she's zoning out. She's on, I call it Planet Zircon. I was like, what, hello, what planet are you? Are you out in space? And then she has to come back. And I like she stares like
Well,
straight.
I'll let you go and just send me a thing, and I'm gonna I'll think about the other,
Yeah,
and I'm I'll start this. I've just got to get that laptop,
yeah, you do.
and I'll start, and then we'll see. Just let it go, because I think I'll be able to write about my pain and what I'm feeling, and it'll be a release.
Well,
Because
absolutely.
I used to paint and get a release of through painting. So I think my maps and writing will be a release for me.
I think you would do well to do both because there's
Yeah.
some paint can't
Oh.
a nun painting can't sharpen the message, but the words alone aren't enough to give the juice to the lemon that needs to be squeezed.
Well, artistically, I mean, I could put a lot of stuff into those rocks. A
Yeah.
lot of what I so it's starting to do the rocks, whether I'm, you know, and the symbols. The symbols are the codes
Mm.
in the symbols, and then that perpetuates a lot of positive things for the collective too. I mean, it's not, but it will help release a lot for me.
That truth, whether it's positive or negative, is
Right. It is yeah, it needs to be, and just ask for that release of whatever I'm holding back from mom,
yeah,
about mom.
yeah, you're still not done with that. You've got like 15% more to go. I want to,
Really?
yeah, I want to request too, could you pay for another hour, even though it's been about, we went 90 minutes over. Is that okay?
Okay. Yep. Okay. Sounds good.
Stay in touch. Let me know about the program. And
Mhm.
as we get closer to the end of November, I'll let you know how many people have signed up or not. But I want to know right before December hits so that we can start in January. I don't know. I feel like it could be like 3 or 4 people, or it could be 10 people, but I'm going to cap it at 10 because I feel like there's healing potential with everybody going through similar deep, deep, deep stuff. Because that's kind of my cream of the crop. I love working with people at very deep stuff that isn't always so socially acceptable, even in the love and light communities and so forth. Like there's
Mhm.
still a lot of shadow work and a lot of healers and a lot of, I mean, everybody doing this stuff. I keep getting drawn to it. So let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a picture.
There
Take a
there
picture.
could be some healing.
Let's take a picture.
More.
You want
Is
to
it
take a
okay we take
picture
a picture?
of her and us
Yeah.
together? You
Is it okay?
smile. Yeah. You're gonna ask a Leo if it's okay to take. Of course, she's gonna want a picture.
Oh, yeah. Smile.
Yeah, we're Asian. Do this. What we do here.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Okay, you're good.
Okay. Are you gonna showcase her? Is it okay if we post you?
Sure.
Hey, we had a great time. It was great to. She's also my social media manager. It helps.
Yes. But if it can help anybody with the pain of or trying to work through some of the grief process, I'm all for it
Are you?
because it's so painful this time around. It's the hardest.
And for everybody watching this too, she's a very powerful Reiki practitioner. I've been to so many sessions with her. And it's rare to see somebody in this day of age, even in the line of work that we do, who's so raw and real and unapologetically truthful and genuine, which is something that I admire and appreciate the most with Dorie. So, and we all have this within us. It's just you need to you need to be true, as scary as it is. That's where the
You
truth.
have to be real. You really have to be real because you have to give it from your heart center. It's all got to come from your heart. Bottom line.
Just heard
For
help.
me,
I just
it's my
heard
heart.
helping others is also another way of helping yourself.
Oh,
Oh, yes. Yes. When I stopped having clients at that time, walking Jeff through this last couple of years, I that was hard on me because when I worked with people, I was also receiving a lot, a lot.
you will get this again, but a time and a place, because I know you're wondering about that. Maybe that's something you wanted to write down, but we just snuck it in right here. I'm assuring you that is going to come, and it's going to be so much more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're going to have clients coming out of your freaking ears. You might have to like hand people off to other people.
Well,
That
that's what I wanted to make that barn into
uh,
a healing, a
but
healing place.
you need
Open the side doors and get, and then I could do all my art there too, all my maps.
it's the time for Dorie to be the recipient, and you need to give yourself more than anybody that you've ever given to. It's going to come back with not receipts. It's going to come back with interest. Thank you. It's going to come back with
Yes,
you did. You just have to allow it, and you have to allow it come in the form that it needs to be, not in what you
you
expect.
be.
That's the hardest part about being a healer because we have our own patterns. We have our own ways of doing things, right? I have
Well,
my
I want to have my own space, but not I don't want it in my home.
2 years,
And
2 years, 2 years. Just
what?
2 years. Let it
Yeah,
unfold. This is a step-by-step thing. Okay. And
I've got a lot to do yet.
the US, everything that's going on, it might even be close to unrecognizable as it is today in some, not necessarily all negative ways, just different ways. And so it's going to make it easier for you to work and even easier for people to find you because there's going to be way less resistance because people will have had to have
Hmm.
English. People will have had to have had uh to face their demons and everything that they've been avoiding with the spiritual bypassing. Ooh, that's
Well, it just like everybody went away. What happened, Sky?
oh no. I
Even
meant it
Omar,
too.
any of the even here, same as you're feeling over there, where
No, there's people that I've been working with across from this year who have had an amazing year, but everything I've noticed about them is that they focus on the topicality stuff. They focus on the marketing, the promise, the glitz, the glamour, the sweet uh enticement. And then they just repurpose and repurpose and repurpose. It's all surface level regurgitation. And that's what most of the collective want it to be. So that's where the drive is. And unfortunately, an economy values things not depending on what the intrinsic value is, but what people perceive the value to be, because that's what money follows. You know, a lot of people talk about money being the root of all evil. It's not. It shows what is healed and what isn't in people, and what people are truly prioritizing and valuing. So those are going to change as the spiritual environment shifts and changes and morphs, because a lot of the realness is still hidden under the woodwork, under the helm, right? And it's beneath this veneer or this facade of what might be truthful as to what we should aim towards, or might be truthful as far as what symptoms could show reflects a healthy society, but we can't bypass that. We have to actually go through the healing process, i.e., let's say you break your leg and everybody knows, or let's say you're inclined to realize, oh, I've had this epiphany. A straight healed leg is the way to go. It's like, yeah, people aren't going to argue about that, but the healing process is going to hurt like a bitch. You're going to have that thing set. You're going to have to like be bedridden. Maybe you can't hang out with your friends. Maybe everything in your life shifts. And then everybody you thought who was important to you is going to move away because now you're boring and you're a bedridden, whatever, whatever. That's what happened to me when I came back to the States after having lived in Taiwan. And now I've got autoimmune disease and this crazy shit where my body was just breaking down. And everybody left me, every single person, because, well, that was a huge wake up. But anyway, I'm going on a tirade, but do you see what I mean? It's like people need to go through that, and you might be on the front lines of that, even in and amongst the people that you call your fellow spiritual warriors. They might not even be anywhere near ready to do this kind of work because they're deathly afraid of it, and they need it. They think they need it to be way different than what it has to be. And that is a long, grueling process that actually a lot of fire signs are the most challenged with. Maybe that's why you appreciate my voice and her voice, because both of us together, well, I have a lot of earth and water, and she's air, but she's also a Scorpio rising. So I mean, and she's a Capricorn. You've got what do you got? Mars and Capricorn. So when it comes to like getting shit done or not, she's very like, look, this is what we have to work with. 1 + 1 = 2. Okay. And I'm a Taurus, and I've got a moon in Scorpio, and I've got a Pisces North Node, and um what is it? A Cancer rising. So I'm really swampy. I'm really muddy, right? And the best, most detoxifying spa day you could possibly have. What do people think of? Oh, I want like volcanic ash, like I want to soak in the mud and just like it's like the best of both worlds. So that might be a
Oh,
little challenge too.
I have a lot of fire. But my daughter had cancer. She had her boys that are cancer and her husband's cancer. But Cassie, me, Christian, and Jeff were all fire.
Jeff is fire. That's hard to believe.
I know. I know. He's an Aries,
Oh, wow. Wouldn't have pegged.
which
Is he like,
Aries are very compatible.
does he have a lot of water or earth in his chart specifically? I bet he's got a shit ton of earth.
He's got to have.
Yeah.
He's got to. Because he's not a typical Aries. He's not.
Right.
I mean, he didn't, yeah, I don't know, but all four of us were fire. I mean, he was a bulldog. His family said, "Oh, he's such a bulldog." And he goes, "Have you met my wife?"
Anyway, um, let me know about the program, and when we start, bring
Mhm.
his birth information, and we can look into his Western and his Chinese charts simultaneously. That's something we could dive into and really outline a lot, and maybe give you some perspective and closure on a lot of different things from an analytical.
Well, there was something that came up that me and Jeff didn't know about that we were dealing with here together. And I haven't figured that out yet. So that's another thing. Someone said there's some, Jeff didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. But maybe it was just karma related. I don't know. That that we were having to process and work through because we had an interesting 40 years.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, there's so much that I could say because I'm channeling it right now, but we do have to get going.
Yeah.
But know that we can dive into that, and it would be helpful too if you want, like I was saying earlier, get that notepad, jot stuff down. And if there's any questions or anything at all that you want to know, outline
Okay.
it. We can boom, 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 go through it. If you're okay with doing it in a group setting, or even if you end up being the only person, at least you'd have that there and then you could get a heck of a deal, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Oh, I love you guys. Stay well over there. Be safe.
Moving
Be
on.
safe. You know.
It's so hard not telling her a single bit of info about you, but I was like, it has to be this way. I'm so curious to see what she picks up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. Text me. Love you.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye bye.
Oh, you like the